Hey strong people, Kalle Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. I'm going to go over the first day of the qualifying heats for the 2020 World's Strongest Man competition. You can find updates on this from World's Strongest Man live at Bradenton. From Bradenton, it's $1.99 to access it. They're not showing any of the actual events footage. They're just doing athlete interviews, some behind the scenes, about an hour each show. It's been fun to watch. And official scores, which is nice because we usually end up getting something wrong, compiling it from this competitor and that person and this spreadsheet and etc. You can also find results at startingstrongman.com if you hate looking at me and hearing me talk. And Reddit r/strongman has a great resource as well. So group one, the first event for the day, every group did this event. Farmer's walk, max distance. They had to walk it about 10 meters, drop it, turn around, go back. Jerry Pritchett won Group 1 with 52 meters, followed by Robert Oberst with 38.87 meters. Then Luke Richardson with 20.13, Gabe Pena 9.89, and Pa O'Dwyer 7.83. Great start for Jerry. Phenomenal grip, very good at farmers. Picked up 5 points there. Jerry went on to win the deadlift. It's with the Ironmind S-Cube bar. Ends up being slightly below 9 inches, which is a normal deadlift height. I think it's around 8, plus a 1.5 inch bar, so maybe 7 7/4. It's a long way to pull a bar. I think it was 760, 345 kilos or so. Everything I'm saying is unofficial. Jerry won that event as well. 9 reps, getting 10 total points. Great first day for Jerry. Loading race and log lift left. He's looking very poised to get into the finals. In the deadlift, Gabe Pena got 8 reps to get second, pick up 4 points, with Luke Richardson getting 7 reps, picking up 3 points. People probably don't know as much about Gabe Pena as someone like me and other people in United States do across the world. This is his first pro show, and he's very good at repping that kind of weight deadlifts, and he pulls from a variety of heights. So I don't think he probably has as much big of a max as Luke Richardson, but he got 1 more rep, 1 more point, and made it count. Pa O'Dwyer right behind him with 6 reps, and Robert Oberst pulled 1 rep for 1 point. The standings after day 1 in Group 1, Jerry Pritchett 10 points, Luke Richardson and Gabe Pena both have 6, Robert Oberst 5, Pa O'Dwyer 3. Going into it, loading race and log lift, those are going to be, I think Jerry's in the, he has a 4-point lead. He could get last in an event and someone else get first and then it disappears. But I'm saying he's pretty set to win this group so far and skip doing the last man standing stones. Oberst probably is for sure favored to do the log lift, and I think the loading race will help him as well. I really think it's going to be between Gabe Pena and Robert Oberst in the last man standing stones. Like I said before, we'll see. Could be an upset for the future, but I wouldn't count them out either. Heat 2, Mark Felix takes the Farmer's Walks 42.67 meters for 3rd place. A grip event, Mark Felix got 3rd place in. And if you see, that would have been 2nd in the group in Group 1. Group 2 is just full of phenomenal grips. Evan Singleton won it with 52.25 meters for 5 points. Right behind him, Kevin Ferris. People totally underestimate how good Kevin Ferris's grip is, 52 meters. Mikhail Shivlikov just behind Mark Felix with 42 meters. Adam Bishop, 30.48. He got last, and in Group 1, that would just be 8 meters off of 2nd. So tough break. Deadlift. Mark Felix, again, someone who in this range, the mid-7s range, under 800 pounds, hard to beat on deadlift, and no one could here, and it ended up being a 3-way tie with 9 reps between Mark Felix, Mikhail Shivlikov, and Adam Bishop, with Kevin Ferris getting 6 reps, and Evan Singleton 4 for last place in the group. So three-way tie means they all got 4 points because you add up first, second, and third points, then divide it by the amount of competitors, which is 3, which equals 4. So didn't separate each other as much, so that worked in the favor for Evan Singleton. He only lost 3 points on all these competitors instead of losing 4 points on someone. The end of the day, the total ends up being Mark Felix winning Group 1 so far with 7 points. Dumbbell press could be tough for him. I think the two-handed and lighter dumbbell setup works better for him. And loading race could be good as well, but it's going to be tough. But I mean, if Mark ends up even in third, going into the last man standing stones, I don't think you want to do a stone off against Mark Felix. So it's Mark Felix with 7 points. Then we have a three-way tie with 6 points between Evan Singleton, Kevin Ferris, Mikhail Shivakov, and Adam Bishop. He's not far off, but he's in last place in Group 2. And you know, a lot of people would say a favorite to win this group with 5 points. Rough first day for Adam on the farmer's walk. Still, you know, but tied for first in the deadlift, and happens to be in a group full of good deadlifters, so it didn't get him full points where other groups it might have. Going into Heat 3, again we have the farmer's walk, which was won by Alexei Novikov, who is looking phenomenal so far in this contest. He took the farmer's walk the furthest out of anyone in any group today with 57.54 meters. Second place, Maxime Boudreau of Canada, 46.34. Tom Stoltman, just behind him, 42.78 for third. Gavin Bilton, 31.5 meters. And Trey Mitchell getting last place in that event with 10.11 meters. So then they did squat. This was a squat group. I think the squat was 315 kilos. That's about 700 pounds, maybe just under. And Trey came back to win the squat, and with 11 reps, which is a lot of reps for the squat. And something I want to note is, because he got last in the farmer's walk, he had to go first. So he set the bar. Anytime you're in a heat and there's 5 people and someone goes up and puts 11 up, you're like, oh man, we're going to have to work today. And no one else could match it. Alexei Novikov ends up getting second with 10. Tom Stoltman, a good finish for him, 8 reps. That's 2 third-place finishes on the day for Tom. Maxime Boudreau, 7 reps. He's thankful it wasn't a deadlift. Good events for him. Picks up 2 points. And Gavin Bilton picked up 0. Heard he might be injured. Hopefully he's continuing, or it's not that serious, or both. So to finish out Heat 3, Alexei Novikov is in the lead with 9 points. 3 points behind, we have a three-way tie between Maxime, Tom Stoltman, and Trey Mitchell with 6 points apiece, and then Gavin Bilton with 2. So this group's looking wild. With the loading race and the dumbbell, I think it's hard-pressed for anyone to catch Novikov on this. And I'm thinking we're going to have a Maxime versus Tom, last man standing, and you don't want to go against Tom. Or we could get Tom and Trey, and that may never end. So, Heat 4, another squat group. We have JF Caron of Canada, who's, I think, looking the best so far out of anyone in this contest. He won his group with 48.2 meters on the farmer's walk, followed by Bobby Thompson, showing a good grip. I discounted his grip in my preview. Sorry, Bobby. 45.59 for second place. And then Irvin Toots, 18.76. Graham Hicks, 7.47. Ithor Melsted, 5.30. And then into the squat lift, we had a two-way tie for first place with JF Caron and Bobby Thompson both getting 11, and Graham Hicks in second with 10 reps right behind them, followed by Ithor Melsted with 5 and Irvin Toots with 0, who he has some sort of ACL injury. He might have withdrawn from the contest. I don't know. Unofficial. So going into day 2, I mean, this is an interesting contest. We have 9.5 points for JF Caron, 8.5 for Bobby Thompson. JF might lose some points to Bobby in the log lift on this, and Graham Hicks is likely to win the log lift. And the loading, I think that's tough. I think JF's probably going to do pretty well in the loading. Ithor, which someone told me, and I looked it up, and it does, which is funny, stands for Little Thor, translates to. And of course, we had Half Thor, and now we have Little Thor, the next Icelander. Being from Iceland, just like Canadians are good for their grip, we all know that. I expect any Icelandic strongman to be good at loading races. He might surprise some people in that as well. Will it be enough of a difference where it'll make difference on points? No, but he could get in between people. So I think we're going to end up with Bobby Thompson versus Graham Hicks in a stone off, and that's tough. I think Graham's, I think he's pretty good, but I'm sure the other recap shows are picking Graham because they're based over there, and I'm based over here, so I'm going to pick Bobby in that. Let's see. We will find out in 2 days or tomorrow. I don't know. On to Heat 5 with the Latvian name, which I'm going to try to get right for the first time ever. Let's see if I can do it. This is my favorite storyline so far of this contest. Heat 5, Terry Hollins, 52 meters on the Farmer's Walk for 5 points and first place. Brian Shaw, right behind him, 40.10 meters for second place. Ivers Smokestelis, that's probably at least the closest I've gotten. 36.56 meters for third. Luke Stoltman 28.86 for last place, and Nick Best 29.56, just past Luke to make Luke go for fourth in the event. Onto the deadlift, Terry Hollins gets 6 reps. Brian Shaw gets 6 reps to tie for first. Ivers gets 5 reps to tie Luke with 5 reps, and Nick Best gets 1. So going into day 2, Terry Hollins, Masters World's Strongest Man, is looking really strong and is in first place, 1 point ahead of Brian Shaw. So the question is Brian Shaw being strategic? Is he waiting, knowing that he thinks he can beat Terry in the dumbbell press and get enough points in between him? And could that backfire on him and he ends up getting into a stone off, which you don't want to do? I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching. Go to startingstrongman.com for more information. And, of course, check back on YouTube and hit subscribe for future videos with all your latest strongman training news.